Okay, we are totally
Fake.
faking it. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday morning. We're halfway through the week. Woohoo! Okay, the reason we're saying I'll tell you what happened this morning. I usually get up at 4:30. I get up at 4:30. My alarm goes off. I'm half asleep already still. So anyway, get up at 4:30. Alarm goes off. I come out. I make coffee. I post my post on Facebook. I kind of get settled in and get David's cup ready, and then I go in and wake him up about 5:15 or a little after 5. Well, I did all that. I got up, made coffee, posted my post, and then I went to go wake him up, and I look at the clock, and it said 4:06. 4. So that means I got up at 3:30, thinking it was 4:30, and it was only a little after 4. So I laid back down for it. I went in and said, we're way off, like I'm an hour early. So we laid back down. You know what happens when you lay back down after you've woken up? It just stinks. But it's an interesting subject about how your eyes, how you can deceive yourself if you think something is a certain thing, even if you're looking at it with your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So your mind might be telling you it's 4:30. My eyes were seeing 4:30, but it was actually the clock was saying 3:30. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, swear to God, I thought it was 4:30. I would like to look at the clock and I look at my phone. And it didn't register to me. When I got up and I looked at my clock, it said 4:30. So let me know in the comment box if you've ever done that. David was just telling me a story about when he was a kid.
He says we haven't been in his feed for a while. No, that's Facebook. That's not
Who is that?
Albert Sousa.
Good morning.
Junior? Good morning.
So David was telling me a story a few minutes ago about when he was a kid going to school. He got home from school and crashed down in his bed and woke up and he thought it was morning. So he gets up and gets his books and gets ready for school and goes out. And his dad says, "Hey, you need a ride? Want to ride to town? I'm going to town." And Dave goes, "Yeah, sure." He grabs his book, gets in the car, and his dad's like, "What are you doing? Why do you have your books with you?" And he goes, David goes, "I'm going to school." He goes, "It's 6:00 at night." So I was only an hour off. He was like 12 hours off. But comment in the comment below if you've ever done that. Woken up, thought it was a certain time, got ready for work or school or whatever. And to realize it was not that time. It's just amazing how we can be deceived with what we're seeing. So something to think about today. Hey, I hope you all are doing fantastic. We are waking up. We are not awake yet.
We're going to get there, though.
But we're going to work out because we have a routine. We get ready for our day. And this is the best way to get our bodies woken up, to get going in the morning. And you can adjust this as you go along. If you're waking up on a certain day and you need to take it a little bit easy, then that's what you do. Or if you need to push harder, then that's what you do.
You know what'll wake you up fast? Throwing a cannonball over your head.
Yeah.
That'll wake you up.
So that's what we're going to do. So at first we're going to do, of course, a little bit of a warm-up, which we definitely need this morning. I have my power colors on, my red jacket, hoping to, and my Vortex necklace on, but we're gonna have doing it. I've had one cup of coffee. All right, so let's get woken up with some warm-ups. And we are doing the hops. These aren't just normal hops. These are drop your shoulder down hops. Oh, that feels so good. This is what I need right here. This will wake your body up. This will get you going. This is the old karate chop, or the I don't have any paper towels in the bathroom at the airport move. It's like flicking water off your hands. This will get you warmed up for sure. This reminds me of our friend Barb Morissette. She does what she teaches a pound class. Have you ever heard of those?
No.
These are heart openers, by the way. As we come around, your body tap, and as you open your arms.
Bubsy nervous with that.
So pound class is you take this drumsticks.
Oh, okay.
And you do things and you pound on the floor like this, and you pound your sticks.
Okay.
And she teaches that. We should go, she's not far from here. She's in South Paris. She works at a gym now. But she teaches that class. We should do that sometime this summer. Sounds like fun. But anyway, that what we're doing here reminds me of something of that sort. And the move it or lose it move. Hip rotations. And really when you're doing this, you really want to get in the corners. So in terms of really getting your hips going, and then you reverse directions. David's getting all fancy here. Really stretch it out, because when we're doing some of the moves with the kettlebell, the hips and the hip movement is super important. Especially when we're doing what is the name of that move that we did yesterday? Shoulder rolls is what we
The
do.
bed press?
Yeah, the bed press, because you have to use your hips. Well, you're using your hips through the whole thing, but.
Yeah, side bend series, the windmills and bed press are definitely.
Shoulder rolls. Not
Challenge.
cinnamon rolls, it's shoulder rolls.
Right, where are we? Knees.
Funny, I can feel like a little thing in my shoulder. Knee rolls.
And what do you got in your shoulder? Little catch?
I don't have it anymore. It's gone.
Okay.
But when I first did the shoulder rolls, I could feel it. Knee rolls, keeping our mobility, super important. The weather here in the northeast corner of the United States has been fantastic.
Oh yeah, we've been freaking.
Like low 60s, which to us is like summertime. And so if you can, make sure you're getting out in the sun or in the beach or wherever you're at. Just even if it's a half hour, 20 minutes. I try to spend, I think Bugsy and I are out for a little over an hour. Just relaxing, not worrying about anything, getting some peace in, some mindfulness in.
All right,
Okay, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I don't know about that. No, I am. Okay.
All right, let's do it. Feet on either side of the bell. Sit back into your hips. See the shoulders. 20 swings to warm up. Here we go. 1, 10 more.
Okay, yeah, that kind of warmed you up a little bit. Gets things going.
Yeah. Grab the kettlebell by the horns. Right up. Halo.
Now in this move, we're literally using our entire body.
Other way.
Toes are gripped, core is tightened, shoulders are seated, wrists are straight, and I can feel it in my core.
Yeah.
Works the shoulders, the whole upper body, but you're also working your muscles everywhere else. I mean, even in my glutes. Amazing.
Right. Stability. Okay. Sending the kettlebell overhead. Swing it to the rack. Yeah. And press. 1, 2. Indeed. Change. Gonna do another set on each side. One more this side. One more this.
Wow, that got me going. I need a sip of water.
All right. Come on down. Take 1 minute. Whew. So what we're going to work on, rest position rather. Whatever knee is up, that's the arm that's up. Straighten the other arm. Look up. Place the hand on the floor. Bring it back. The key is don't let your elbow bend. And the other thing is, watch this. If I bend forward, it'll look like this. It'll go, oh, this is really hard. And I fall. If I do it correctly, I'll move my hip over and my hand just touches the floor when I get there. So not quite. But move your hip that way. Yes. So take a look at this. Well, let me just.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No, I'm trying to show you.
Okay, but I can't see it on you.
Well, that's why I turned to face you so you can see. You're going here and you're reaching out this way. Straight down. Closest, quickest way to get from A to B is straight.
I don't understand. So can you show me on my hips though where they need to go? I don't understand.
So what I'm saying is with your hand,
right?
You're trying to reach over here.
But I didn't do it that time.
I understand. Put this foot over here so you have some more. Come up, wide foot onto this foot. If possible. Okay. That'll give you a little more stability on the floor.
Okay.
Now, bring your hand straight down because this hip reaches towards me. Yeah.
That better?
That's much better. Right.
I think I needed to. I didn't realize I could have my leg over here. I thought it had to be straight forward.
No, you definitely want whenever, and this is actually a really important concept. When you've got the kettlebell overhead, you want at least 3 points of contact with the ground to make a triangle, because that's the first stable structure. 1 point is just balance. 2 points will tip. 3 points creates a three-dimensional stable structure. So if I look at myself here, I've got 1, 2, 3. That makes a fairly narrow triangle. But the more narrow I make it, the closer it gets to a straight line. And then I have balance. So this right? The wider I make it, the
Okay.
more stable it'll be.
That made the difference for me.
Yep.
Because I had my foot here, I thought I needed to keep it in line with my hip.
Well, you want, when I say that, it's like right here, my knees are under my hips,
Yeah,
right? If I go here, they're now narrower than my hips.
right.
So,
But I can have them wider.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Well, you don't want them much wider than your hips. You just don't want your feet lined up in a line,
Right.
right? You want your feet aligned with your hips. Okay, so here we go. Take the kettlebell, press it overhead. Make sure you keep your eyes on it as you do the exercise on your own. Nice and smooth and slow.
See. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So go ahead and put it down.
My hips don't go
Yeah. Well,
this and that way very easily.
so here's what you're doing. You're going backwards. You're trying to send your hips back this way,
This way.
and they need to go to the side.
Okay, let me try it again.
In. Now, one thing to remember is that
So
this is a
hard for me.
shoulder exercise.
Well, it's also a hip
It's
exercise.
well, hear me out. The shoulder is changing positions, right? I'm going from here to here to here by shifting underneath it, right? The hip has to function in the correct fashion, but the thing that's getting the most challenge is your shoulder. It's awkward with your hips because you're not used to it.
Well,
But if you're like trying to make it a workout of your hips, don't. Focus on your arm and the weight up above. The hips make a very small movement, right? It's from here to here.
I think
That's it.
where I have the problem is that I've been doing this exercise for a while and it's not getting any better. And hear me out for a second. My hips, I have a problem with my hips movement anyway. And so I do focus on my hips because my hips don't move correctly. And in order to get my shoulder down, I have to move my hip.
Yep.
So
There's a lot going on in
this
this
is
exercise.
difficulty with this particular one, but
Let's try the other side.
hopefully.
Yes, it will. Sometimes it takes a very long time, and that's okay. We have plenty of time. I'm gonna watch first. That was really good. That sounds much better control.
I think there's two reasons. My shoulder's better on this side. My hips work. This is the right side, so it's fine.
Good. And let's do 5.
Yeah, that side was much better.
So this is the important thing, especially with complicated movements like that. This is where you have to. This is where it's important to remember that what you're training is less your musculature and more the nervous system. It's a learning process more than it is a building muscle process. Because it doesn't make sense to build muscles unless they are doing proper function in that build. Otherwise, you're not really getting stronger, you're getting bigger.
Right. So it takes time.
It does. It takes years. How many years have you spent moving the way that you do?
Right.
It takes a while to make those changes.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
All right.
Thanks for the tips though on the movements, because that does help. Those little adjustments really make all the difference.
You know, I've seen people do kettlebell for years on end, and then all of a sudden one day go, oh my God, I just figured out what it is you've been trying to tell me for years.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't do it. It's that mostly when it comes to things that you can't do, it's not that you can't do it, it's that you haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, it's the connection between your body and your mind.
That's right.
You know, like you said, how many years? 58 years I've been moving a certain way.
That's right.
So.
Okay, so we're going to do some heavy swings to finish.
Okay.
What would you like?
I'm going to do a bigger one.
That's this one here. You can take it.
Okay.
It's a 20.
And Travis is a friend of mine in Waterboro, him and his wife, and he's in, I don't know what service he's in, but Travis, have you ever worked out, just type below if you've ever worked out with the kettlebell. I'm just curious. He's a fit guy.
Yep.
And is.
A lot of the special forces groups.
I think he's in the Coast Guard or something of that sort. But anyway, sorry if I don't remember. But I'm more interested in whether or not you've done kettlebell workouts before.
All right. So we're going to do some swings. How many are we going to do, Miss Kendra?
I don't know.
Shall we go to 70?
Sure.
So we'll go 75 swings. Here we go. Only 70 to go. $25. $45. $60. Five more.
Holy smokes. That was hard. 75 swings.
Morning, Tammy.
Catch my breath here for a second. Okay, that'll wake us up for the day. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. So happy to see you here this morning. I hope you're having an easier morning than I am. It's not difficult. It's just there are some days you have to push through a little bit harder. It doesn't always work out the way you want when you get up in the morning. So you make it that way. You're the creator of your life. You're the creator of your day. You can adjust things during the day to make yourself feel better, to make things easier for you. It's not about always working hard and doing the hardest stuff. It actually is about making it easier for you, still doing the stuff, the goals, getting to your goals, but in the easiest way possible and the best way for you. This is what this is about. Sending love and peace and compassion to all of you this morning. Hope you're giving yourself some compassion. Self-compassion is super important. It literally changes your brain when you're applying self-compassion or compassion to others. Have a fantastic Wednesday. We will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning for another fantastic workout, and we'll see how tomorrow morning goes. Stay tuned, everybody. Have a great day.